RestoMods, it's Chris. I'm here with my friend Josh and his beautiful 1969 Dodge Charger Hemi RestoMods. So Josh, tell me a little bit about this beautiful car and how it came to be.
I was very fortunate to have a great dad growing up. He was always there for me and my brother. He coached us throughout every year of baseball, soccer, football, and whatnot. So this was kind of a thank you to him because this was actually his car at 16 years old. He worked 2 jobs at 15 and a half to be able to save up money to buy this car at 16. And from what I've heard from my grandpa and from him is he had a heavy foot. So he raced all day long and he won all day long as well. That's why this car is so special to us. I as a young boy was like, what can I do for my dad to show him that I appreciate him and all the sacrifice that he did for us? And I thought, why don't I buy his car that he had at 16?
So this is not the exact same car.
This is not, no. So I found this up in Washington, and there was a guy that started selling this with 4 other cars, and it was kind of pushed in the back. And I was like, hey, what's that Charger I see in the back? And he was like, it's for sale. I only work on Chevys. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Left on a Friday night, flew my brother and I up there. We talked to the guy on Saturday, picked up the car and started trailing it back to
So what
California.
condition was it in when you found it?
It wasn't great. So looking online, like wanting to get my dad a 69 Charger, the prices were, crazy high.
Sure, hundreds
so I was
of
like,
thousands of dollars.
yeah, and so I was like, let's find a fixer-upper so that we can spend like the next 5 years fixing up together and it'll be a good bonding experience and whatnot. So it was definitely a fixer-upper. It had lots of rust. It was a body on wheels, basically. So when we got it here and I surprised my dad with it, it was, he went through a bunch of different reactions to it and emotions. He went from denial, like I can't believe this is mine, and shocked, and then finally like 10 minutes in, he was like, I can't believe you did this. And he almost shed a tear. I don't think he did, but he almost did. But then like we said together, we'll do this in 5 years. And I think maybe a few months went by and we started thinking about what we wanted to do with it and what to work on it. And when we started, he was all in. And I was like, just wait. I mean, money was flying out the door and I'm like, just wait. And he was like, no. So we got it done in 3.5 and it turned out beautiful.
So your dad didn't want to wait the 5 years. He wanted to accelerate that a little bit. So who did you work with to build this car?
We found a guy in Temecula, John Stengel, did this as a hobby. So we basically went straight to him, told him everything that, the vision that we had on the car. He had the same vision that we did, and we just ran with it. He built most of the car, and then we used Jorge Silva for the painting. He's out of Lake Elsinore. And we used Raul's Upholstery out of Ontario. They all did great jobs. The painting is actually, we looked at this for the longest time and said, what paint should we paint on this car? My dad had a 69 440 Charger back in the day that was all black, and we were like, we've got to do something different than black. We can't just do black. So we're like silver. So we saw so many swatches, so many paint colors that one day we're driving down the freeway and saw a Lexus 2018 car going by, and we both were like, that's it. That's the silver that we want.
So this is Lexus paint?
This is Lexus paint.
Wow, I never would have
Atomic
guessed.
silver.
I never would have guessed. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, so it turned out great. They did custom stripes in the back for us. Yeah, I mean, those guys did awesome work and everything.
That's the RT trunk wrap, right? And this thing's a real RT?
It is, absolutely.
This car, obviously it's a unibody, so you can't go frame off with the restoration, but you got it all the way down to the body and where you would take the frame off of a normal car, right?
We did, yep. Everything that you see is almost brand new. It had a lot of rust in so many different places where when we started thinking about fixing it, it was like, it was way cheaper just to buy new panels for everything.
Sure.
So bumper, side panels, kept the doors, rebuilt the windows, all sorts of stuff. It's literally a modern car in the shell of a 69, which is amazing.
And you guys went, what, American Racing on the wheels? Those are 20s?
We did.
20s and 18s?
20 inches on the back, 18s in the front. We have some play in the back to adjust it a little bit higher if we want to, or a little bit lower.
Who did the suspension? Was that Ride Tech, the Air Ride?
It was.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice, that's a great kit and gives you a lot of room, like you said, to adjust it.
Yep, Wellwood brakes.
Let's pop the hood.
Let's do it.
There she is.
So got a 5.7 Hemi in here that we found out of an old cop car in a junkyard. The guy said that when the cop car was brought in, that once the cop cars get to 100,000 miles, they basically give it to the fire department, and the fire department does all their training on the cars. So they use the jaws of life to take off the whole roof, cut into the car, and thank God we didn't need any of that. Yeah. So we're like, we like the seats, we like the engine, it was a great deal. We knew it would fit in here. They've got dual fans because they sat a lot and they needed, you know, to cooling of the engine, so they ran all the time.
And they take great care of the. I mean, the cops have a great maintenance program to take care of these engines.
That's what we figured. We figured it would be fast as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, did you guys rebuild that, or did you just pop it in as is?
We just popped it in as is. We got power brakes. We've got vintage air, which is amazing.
And did they put a compressor on here? Or the compressor's actually on the block on that 5.7?
It is.
Yeah. Well, let's check out the interior. You said you took the seats out of that Charger as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, let's take a look at it. So yeah, we wanted it comfortable in here. So took the seats from the old Charger and just redid it all. So redid the padding, redid the stitching, leather. We made in the back, it is original bench seat. We made still a bench seat, but bucket more or less.
Oh,
so
nice.
Comfort back there. I've ridden back there and it's amazing.
I love how custom this stuff is, how the seats look brand new, and how you resisted the urge to do the shoulder belts.
True.
You stayed with the original lap belts.
It feels weird.
Does
I feel like I'm gonna get pulled over every time for not seeing this, but yeah.
The cops are just slowing down because they're looking at your car.
Yeah, right.
And I like how you kept the original pouches down here.
Absolutely.
Those are like the 69, but I see you upgraded the sound system a little bit.
Absolutely. So we have a retro sound radio in there that's Bluetooth.
Nice.
And the dashboard is original looking to a 69 Charger, but it is all digital now. So basically when we yanked that out with all the rat's nest of the wires and whatnot, this is now a one wire plug in and everything works amazing. So that is Dakota Digital dashboard there.
Shout out to Dakota Digital.
Yeah,
making Chargers great again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love this. I see you got the USB ports in there. You did power mirrors. I love the pistol grip shifter that's on this thing.
Yeah, it's a must. Yep.
I love it, man. I love how you stayed true to the original Charger style, but upgraded. Everywhere you see, there's something that's been upgraded and massaged.
We tried. I told my dad from the get-go when we were doing this car, it's when we get finished with it, it's going to be a showpiece car. We want to take it to shows. And he said, forget all of that. He said, I want to daily drive this car.
Well, he wants to race people off the line.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Let's hope not.
Like he's 16 again.
Yeah, exactly.
So I heard you say a magic word there, which is one of my favorite words, cutouts. I got to hear this thing. Let's fire it up.
All right, everyone, beware. They're loud. Cutouts open.
Josh, I think you've done a beautiful job with this 1969 Charger, and the story that you told with your dad is just a touching tribute, and the fact that you were able to do something like this to give him a slice of his childhood back, I think is a touching story. Before I tear up too much, we'll wrap it up. But everybody watching, if you want to win a RestoMod like this, not this one because this one's going back to Josh's dad, but we have given away a 69 Charger before, and who knows, we might do it again. Head over to RestoMods.com, sign up to win. We give away a badass muscle car every 3 months. Thank you so much for coming by.
Absolutely. Pleasure being here.